Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my first impression video series. This is the video series where I take a look at an entire brand's collection, whether that is their seasonal collection, like these from McCALL'S, or like an Indie Patterns entire catalog. The Big Five has just come out with new spring patterns for McCALL'S, and that is what we are going to look at today. So we're going to take a look at each and every pattern here. We're going to review them just for overall design. I'll look for fit issues that stand out. We'll talk about fabrication and fit a little bit. So if you like looking through the catalog books and wish you had a friend to do it with you, this is the video for you. All right, starting off with this McCALL'S Mrs. shirt dress in 3 links that they have obviously tried to turn into some kind of ball gown. Now, I'm keeping in mind prom season, wedding season. Okay, I get it. This is just kind of a choice. Maybe I see the vision. I don't know. We'll have to get into the pictures more, but comes in sizes 8 to 16 and 18 to 26. Button front dress pattern, close fitting at waist, has notch collar, short cuff sleeves with button tabs, full skirt with side seam pockets, baby hem, and length variations. Okay, so getting into it, McCALL'S to me is kind of a younger demographic. I mean, look at the model they chose. She's like a baby. Whereas Butterick is more of like, an older woman's type of brand. So that's why I'm feeling like this is a little bit throwing me off a little bit for McCALL'S. It just feels a little mature, feels more mother of the bride than the actual bride. Plus, I teach a lot of teenagers sewing classes. I can't imagine any of them picking this out for their prom. Just an interesting fabrication choice. When we're looking at the illustrations here done out of like I get what would be like more casual fabrics, I can kind of see the vibe a little bit more. I wish they would have just done this out of some kind of linen or shirting material. This shiny, whatever it is just, it's confusing. It's confusing. But outside of that, I guess there's some pleats up here. We'll look at the line drawings here in a second, but the pleating, because the fabric is so structured, is also having a really hard time doing its thing. The sleeve is humongous, like none of it is falling in on her body at all, so it's just creating like really odd proportions. The gathers here, obviously very structured gathers. That said, the notch collar looks crisp and incredible because of the fabrication. This belt with the 2 buttons gives it a little bit of a vintage vibe, right? I'm getting like, I don't know, maybe 40s, 50s maybe. Buttons all the way to about her knee, floor length, and then they just did this little wimpy baby hem on it. I would guess if I were doing something more dressy like a ball gown, I would want an actual hem facing, but for these more casual ones, a baby hem seems maybe more appropriate. I don't know, just it feels like last minute they were like, let's try and make this fancy. Maybe they don't have any other fancy dresses in this collection, so they were trying to find one that they could make a sample out of that would read a little more fancy. I don't know. This wasn't it. This, however, incredible. So cute. Looks very age appropriate on her. Right? And I don't know what kind of fabric this is. It does have a little bit of sheen to it. Maybe it's a sateen, but the folds of the pleats at the shoulder are falling much better. The gathers at the waist look just more clean, more, I don't know, it's not like completely drawing your attention to that design element. The sleeves are not just huge tubes on her arms, and it's still the floor length with the baby hem. So this to me reads much more appropriate for this pattern than this one. Again, I think is maybe I could see it out of a linen or maybe some kind of twill, maybe. Olive green, chambray, all of those things would be really great options. Here's another like shirting type of material. Yeah, do you guys see how this is just odd? This just doesn't feel right. I think this is a bad fabric and pattern combo. Like all of this draping, all of these gathers, it's just not reading well. It's reading really like difficult. Like it's reading like, oh, what's the word? Where it's just like it doesn't have to be that hard. Like it's just trying. It's trying so hard. All right, looking at the back of the envelope, they are recommending cotton shirting, crepes, linen blends. Taffeta is, I think, what they might have used for that sample, and then twill. But if you look at all of these and you think about their weight versus their drape, you can see that taffeta stands out as a very structured, lightweight fabric, where all of these have a little bit more drape to them. Even if they have a little bit more weight, like twill, they're still going to have some movement and some drape. We've also got a lining fabric, so it's at least partially lined, but they're only asking for half a yard, so I'm guessing, what could that mean? Lining for just a half a yard. I don't know, maybe just the bodice, but no, not with that. I don't know. I don't know what would be lined. It can't be the button band because in the first picture we could see the facing was self fabric. I don't know what's lined for half a yard. No idea. Okay, and then notions wise, we need buttons, just buttons. A lot of them, but just buttons. So depending on, how fancy your buttons are, it could be a little bit more of an expensive notion to buy because they are also 3/4 inch buttons. Okay, so sizing wise, I'm assuming this is going to be pretty roomy everywhere but the waist. Finished garment measurements, yeah, they're only giving us the waist measurement. And at the waist, it's 2 inches. That feels appropriate to me, especially because you have the belt. But because everything is gathered at the waist, you have gathers here, here, and all in the skirt, you could easily reduce the circumference of the waist without having to make any alterations to your patterns whatsoever. All that to be said, I do like the red version. I can see that, like, if I came across somebody at Target, I'd be like, oh, she looks so put together. Not for me, but it's a cute little take on a shirt dress that has been, the shirt dress has been reinvented a gajillion times. So this feels like somewhat new of a version of a shirt dress. It's also a little bit easier to sew because you have these grown on sleeves and not a set in sleeve. The fit is really forgiving. So if you're trying a shirt dress for the first time, this one would be a really appropriate place to start. That way you could focus on the difficult things like the collar. You give all your attention to the collar. You don't have to worry about set-in sleeves. You don't have to worry about fit. You can just focus on making this collar the best, and then you work your way toward a more fitted shirt dress pattern. Oh. This cute little top, I have been seeing these all over the internet, both in terms of ready to wear, but also I think Etsy pattern designers, some indie pattern designers have been coming out with designs like this. It's not difficult to hack a pattern to make it be this. So we'll talk through what, if you have a pattern stash, what to look for in your pattern stash so that maybe you don't have to buy this. But you know me, I'm always going to be the person that takes the path of least resistance. If a hack is too difficult, I would much rather just go spend, I'd wait for them to go on sale to the $4, whatever they normally go to, and save my brain power for the actual sewing. But this comes in sizes 10 to 18 and 20 to 28. So it is a Mrs. and Women's in one. Now, I say this every single time because a lot of people see that Mrs. and Women's and they think, oh my gosh, yes, it's such a full size range, so size inclusive. It's a little misleading because it actually eliminates sizes 4, 6, and 8 from the bottom end of the Mrs. size range. It also eliminates sizes 20 through 26 in the Mrs. size range. So that whole other half of the size range is gone. And then in the women's size range, it eliminates the upper end as well as, is there a 16 or an 18? I can't remember. It might actually start at 20, but it definitely is eliminating everything up to a 32. So if you're a good mid-size girly in misses, then this will fit you. If you're super petite or on the higher end of the misses size range, not so much, because you can't, a size 20 misses is not the same thing as a 20 women's. 20 women's is going to have a fuller bust cup, for sure, and then other things like shoulder length also might be a little bit longer. So they're not exactly the same, mostly in the bust cup area. So take all of that with a grain of salt. Just know that you can't interchange a size 20 through 28 misses with a 20 through 28 women's. They're different. Okay, so these easy tie front top patterns in 4 different styles. Views A and B have gathers at the waist and can be sleeveless or puff sleeves. View C and D have wide collar and front patch pockets. View C has short sleeves. View D has long sleeves with button cuffs. So really a ton of options, all out of the same pattern. I do like that. Also, this is the kind of pattern that you could make out of a variety of fabrics. So you could really you could make all 4 of these and all 4 of them look a little bit different. The bows probably will give it away that this is the same pattern being repeated, because it is such a telltale, like so obvious in this pattern. But it's also nice if you want to make one for like someone who's younger maybe and they do sleeveless, or an older person who needs to have their arms covered, someone who's insecure about their arms might want long sleeves, you know what I mean? So you could make it for a variety of people. So it's nice to have that many options. It is super cute, right up my alley, very, very adorable, love everything about it. I do wish that one of the bows was here at this waistline. It's a bit of a choice to leave it so open. Oh, yeah. You'd have to wear something underneath it, which is fine. I guess maybe my eye, I like how these are spaced out, don't get me wrong, but maybe one here, one at the full bust, one at the waist, and then one down here. I don't know. I'd consider spacing those out differently, but that's just me. It's really easy to throw something like this together. There's, not a lot of skill involved. There's probably one giant facing, and these little tabs are sewn in, like sandwiched in between the outer shell and the facing. I don't foresee there being bias binding or anything. Even this little puff sleeve is very, very forgiving, because the hardest part with sleeves is getting them to lay flat. And with this, you wouldn't have to worry about that. You actually want them to have a whole bunch of puckers. And this is probably done by elastic. We'll see with the notions, but I think that's just really, really cute and sweet. It does end at high hip, it looks like. A good length for kind of an oversized top. So that's that. There's the cute, sweet little gingham version with sleeveless. Adorable. Now this, when we get into the collared version, it feels like pajamas. It feels, okay, I'm going to say something and you're probably not going to be able to unsee it. So skip ahead 10 seconds if you don't want this design to be ruined for you. But it's giving reverse hospital gown. It's giving hospital gown that you open in the front. So like the one at the gynecologist. Maybe they wouldn't have patch pockets on it. I can't remember if mine has collars or not. But you know what I mean? It's like a baby between a hospital gown and a... You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, something about it. Hospital gown, nightgown, it's like living somewhere in those two worlds. This version with the longer sleeve and the cuff, actually, I don't know, it's not giving that as much. I think this is a really cute take on a button down. You still get the darts. Were there darts in this one? Maybe there are, and they're ending in the pocket. I don't know. Maybe because it has 2 pockets. Maybe because the sleeves are so wide. Something about, maybe it's this gray with white polka dots. I don't know. Something about this is just giving me clinical. Whereas this one's giving me like cute, young professional. Cute professional who, I don't know, just cute. Somebody who likes to be a little bit polished, but also cute. cute polished. The styling here is pretty perfect. I'm sorry, you guys. I still have not gotten over this cough. It's been since Thanksgiving. So I'm doing my very best, but I might have some coughs through the video. I apologize. Anyways, the styling's really cute. The back is good fit wise. It might be pulling a little bit up. See how this feels like it's going up a little bit? That would mean a couple of things. One, it is not deep enough in the neckline. The shoulder might be pulling up this way, or it could just be a matter of the length through the back. It's very, very minute, but it does transfer to the hem too. Most people, 99.9% of the people you come across in your life are never, ever, ever going to notice this, but it's my job in these videos to point out things for those of you who are the perfectionist and you want things to be perfect. I would check the back length of at least the ruffled ones. These might be a different back. I'm not sure. You'd have to check. But cotton blends, dotted Swiss, linen, and poplin. I do think dotted Swiss, as well as like eyelets and things that are sheer, would be a good option for this because you have to wear it over something anyways. So consider some more of those sheer or see-through options as well. And then fusible, no lining. Notions will be single fold bias tape. That's for A only. That's for the sleeve, for the arm side. Okay. And then view B needs elastic in the sleeve. And then D is 6 buttons for the sleeves, I think. And then view C needs no notions. So keep that in mind. Even though C is my least favorite version. Finished garment measurement, or the fitting wise, very, very roomy. So we're going to get in the bust, 5.5 inches of ease. That feels okay to me. Just double check that in the sleeveless one, or the sleeve ones too, check the length of your arm side. That's the one thing that can kind of get away from you whenever you have something that's loose fitting. This one feels appropriate, right? Do you see how there is actually like some kind of gap and some kind of like space between her underarm and the rest of the garment? That's kind of what you're looking for. So that when you lift your arm, this whole thing doesn't come up with it. You need to have a little bit of wearing ease through there. But yeah, if this is the right length, then everything else will fall into place, and the 5 inches feels perfectly fine to me. So yeah, that's that. Really cute. Really cute. I've seen it before, not revolutionary, but definitely my style. I've liked all the ones I've seen from the indie designers already. There's, no reason for me not to like that one as well. All right, this is a Mrs. dress with sleeve variations. This comes in sizes 8 to 16 and 18 to 26. Lined, fitted, slightly A-line shift dress patterns have French darts, polo collar, front placket opening, invisible back zipper, lined patch pockets. View A has short sleeves, view B and C have long sleeves with button cuffs, and continuous lap opening. That just means it's kind of like a cheater way to get the cuffs done. It's not your actual sleeve placket. I have feelings about that, but it's McCALL'S, so it's okay. If I saw this in Vogue, I would be like, that feels like I got ripped off. But for McCALL'S, this is fine. It's easier. It's much, much easier to sew, but the finish is also not as pretty. View C has contrast collar and cuffs. Okay, so obviously they're wanting us to do some kind of tweed with this. With all of it being lined, it's really telling me that fabrication is going to be something that's a little bit challenging with this. But you have the polo collar with the placket, the sleeve. The fit of all of this is spot on, incredible, probably the best I've seen out of McCALL'S. And let's all give a round of applause for the pattern matching. Like 10 out of 10 throughout this. This all looks so good. And then you've got this one little pocket. Wait, there's another one there, I think. But again, the pattern matching is so good, you can't even tell. This looks like it costs $1,500 easily. They did an exceptional job. I think this is a pocket here, or both of these, that is a little bit low. I'd want to see that up maybe here somewhere. All I can think is maybe they forgot about the pattern matching here and they were like, no, because over here, see how low this is? It like opens at your nipple. And that feels like strange to have that be your bust apex right where the line of the pocket stops. You know what I mean? That does don't love that. Don't love that. Then there's another little view without her hand in her pocket. Yeah. It just looks really, really cute. Can't you see that? I mean, I don't go to tennis matches. I don't go to the country club, but this is giving like I'm really rich and I belong to an exclusive country club that I'm a member of, but I don't actually do any of the activities. I just go there for lunch. Right? Right? Oh my gosh. Okay. Then there's this one. Everything about it is the same except for the long sleeve with the cuff. And then this version just has the contrast bands. I'm so interested to see about fabrication for this, what they're recommending. Okay, here's the back. Again, the fit is phenomenal. Maybe, if I'm being super picky, again, I'm going to talk about how the length in the back gets shorter. I don't think she has that much. It happens a lot when you have like a full bum. I don't think she has that much of a full bum. She could be standing in a way where she's just like arching her back. Even that I'm not seeing though. Maybe it's the angle, but the angle of the photograph, but that's just the only thing that I can even begin to notice that could be wrong about this. But we've got the fisheye darts. You guys know I love those. We've got the collar and the invisible zipper with the self hoop with the button, I think is what that is. I don't think that's a hook and eye. I mean, just beautiful. If they ever have sample sales, whoever works at the Big Five better be snatching that up. So good. Okay, so boucle, yes. These are all going to be like loosely woven, weightier types of fabrics, I think. So brocade, crepe. Crepe feels a little thin to me for something this fitted. Linen blends. It depends on what it's blended with. I'm trying to think. Linen and rayon, linen and cotton. I'm not really getting linen blends either. Midweight denim, though. I can see that, especially, I don't know if it had some stretch in it, maybe. And then tweed. But I really do think the boucle and the tweed are really what they were going for when they designed this. And then they're just trying to throw in some other options that might work. You might even be able to find some of those just like, not novelty in terms of a print, but novelty in terms of a weave. Like those ones that you see and you're just like, I don't really know what this is, but it's cool looking. Something like that could be really cool with this as well. That said, though, I think you could also do stuff like a ponte knit. I think you could do some kinds of sweater knits. The ones that don't have a lot of stretch in them. The ones that have like very little stretch in them actually would be good. But I can also see it made out of that to kind of lean into the polo of it. You could do it out of a PK cotton. Do you get where I'm going with it, though? It's like those weaves that are a little bit looser. It is going to be fully lined, though, so remember that when you're picking out your fabric. Okay, so you just need an invisible zipper, 2 hooks and eyes. So it was not a loop and button in the back. My bad. Then the buttons for that, and then more buttons for the long sleeve versions. Fitting wise, this is going to be close fitted throughout, but we're getting 2.5 in the bust. Oh, 5 in the waist. 5 in the waist is a lot. And then in the hip, we're getting 5.5. I think we could probably do a little bit better on the fitting than that. I'm not seeing 5 inches of ease in her waist at all. I was thinking it was going to be more like 2, 2, and 3. 2 or 3, 2, 3, something like that. I wasn't picturing 2, 5, and 5.5. Um, so yeah, interesting. Part of me wonders if the waist, they did not consider the fisheye dart, because that would definitely, reduce the width some. If they had left this undone, I would just double check it. I would just double check the waist for sure. And the hip can be anywhere from 2 is very close fitting. 5 would be like more like teacup. It would, and you really need a structured fabric for 5. But lots of really great details between the French dart here, the shoulder dart here, and the fisheye dart. Yeah, this is just a really, really well done pattern for McCALL'S. So good. When they get things right, when they get the pattern design right, when they get the sample right, it's just magical. It's really, really does all come together. Okay, this is a Mrs. and Miss Petite knit dress. So we're going to see lower size range. Yep, 4 to 12 and 14 to 22 on the size range. Now, again, these are all Mrs. sizes. And remember, we're losing 24, 26, 28 whenever we do the Mrs. Petite. I also think that, correct me if I'm wrong, but do the petite patterns have uh, lines on the pattern pieces to reduce length? Is that a feature that they have that also helps with the fitting of petites? Knit dress patterns have fitted bodice, flare skirt, square neckline, sleeve and length variations. View A, mini length dress has long sleeves. View B has short sleeves, open skirt slit, and mid calf length. View C has shoulder straps, open slit skirt, and ankle length. So these are drop waist knit fabric dresses. Okay. Square neckline, beautiful. That feels like it's done with a facing as well, which is really nice for knit patterns. You don't see that very often. She has, as we saw in the other pictures, really skinny arms. So the fact that this is too big through here isn't all that surprising to me. Us with normal arms, well, her arms are normal too, but those with fuller arms that fill out a sleeve, I don't think we're going to have to worry about that too much. She's truly, truly petite. So if you are petite and you're buying this pattern, you might want to look at reducing both the shoulder depth as well as, the underarm seam and the side seam, kind of making both of those a little bit smaller to reduce all the bulk in that area. But then it looks like you've got, this is cut on the straight grain, as is the sleeve, but it kind of looks like the skirt. Well, it's hard to tell because it's so wrinkly here, but it might, oh, there's panels to it too. These might be cut on some kind of bias. Or no, I think this is cut on the straight grain, and then the way that it's sewn in to like a curve makes it look like it's on the bias. But you could, if you're in a plaid, you could put it on the bias if you wanted. This one has a little sleeve. This one has, it's just the same thing, just sleeveless. So no separate shoulder sleeve pieces. Is this a seam here though? That's odd. If it is, that's really strange because it looks like that is right there and right there. Let me check really quick. Yeah, strange, right? Like, why wouldn't they just, oh, I bet it's easy. It's 1,000 times easier to sew it this way. That's probably why they did that. For sure. For sure. It's easier to sew it this way and have it all be finished without having to do like any bias tape or any weird, like, square necklines can be challenging. So that's why they did that. They sacrificed design a little bit in order to make it simpler to sew, which I'm fine with that. This is the midi length version, which I love. And then the sleeveless maxi version, also love. Yeah, proportions on this mini skirt version are interesting. You and it's interesting to me that they chose this for a petite design as well, because petite, I don't know a lot of petite bodies in my life, but I want to say you guys are short waisted, or you guys have long waist and short legs, or is it just a mix? Because this is giving her a really long waist, but very short legs. A little bit better if it were the longer version, because she could create some length with like the platform of her shoe and make it a little bit longer to give her more height and have the proportions make more sense. But this is hard to pull off, I think, in a average woman's body, petite or otherwise. Okay, we've got a lot going on here in the back. It's just maybe too long through here, but obviously her body has more of a curve, and this, because there's no center back seam, there was no place to put that. So you could add a center back seam and take some of that out that way, and that would really help. It's probably more width than it is length, but maybe a little bit of length as well. This is super straight across though, so I like that. Yeah, and the way that these are done, I don't love that. I don't love this mini version. I think minis are really, really cute. I can't say that this is a good execution of it. And when you look at it from here, let me show you. When you look at this, what are you guys seeing? Figure skater, right? That's what I see too. So you got to be careful with the fabric that you choose, so it doesn't look like you just came from practice or a competition or whatever. Okay, let's look at the back. Stretch knits only as cotton knits, interlock jersey, C stretch gauge. Okay, so with all the news that's coming out about Joanne, and our inability to purchase patterns in person becoming more and more of a reality, Big Five, please listen to me. Okay, we need the stretch gauge or the percentage of stretch that this pattern requires, 50%, 100%, whatever it is, to be on this. We need that information in here. Otherwise, what we have to do is order the pattern, wait for it to ship, which for you guys is taking more than a week. Then, once we get it, then we use the stretch gauge to determine if we have it in our stash or if we have to buy fabric. If I have a fabric in mind that's in my stash and I get this pattern and realize I'm not going to be able to use it again, I'm going to want to return it. And you guys do not want to deal with returns. So just put the stretch percentage on here, and that will eliminate any questions anybody has about the stretch. Okay? You're going to have to, step up to the plate a little bit more than you have already, to help those of us who are used to shopping in person get all the information that we need if you want us to be converted from in-person shoppers to online shoppers. Okay, thank you very much for coming to my TED Talk. Moving on. It is lined, how much lining? Lining. So maybe just the bodice. Maybe just 5/8. Yeah, that's more than the bodice even. Maybe a portion of the bodice and the strap. Yeah, some portion of lining. Okay, fitting wise, we've got 1 inch of positive ease in the bust and 2 inches in the waist. That feels great. That is appropriate. That also makes me think that the stretch percentage is not going to be very high. You could do something with a 10% stretch because there's still positive ease throughout. You just have to make sure you can get it on. So it'd have to stretch enough to get around your body, but it shouldn't be anywhere in more than 50 for sure. So, but still, I would like to know what it is before I purchase the pattern. This is their unisex pattern for the spring. Jacket with collar variations. We've got sizes alphanumeric extra small to 2XL all in one. Unisex jacket pattern, loose fitting through chest, has drop shoulders, long sleeves, button front opening, patch pocket, back yoke, and length and neck variations. Okay, so it is your boxy jacket. His version is a straight jacket. Sorry, not sorry. They should have made the collared version out of this white denim, because that's giving, yeah, I'm in an asylum and I just escaped to be with my girlfriend. And he's got a lot of chapstick on. Like, his lips should not be that shiny. It's like gloss. Have they been kissing? What is happening? And then this is super interesting. This is the pocket. Is that an opening? What? That's so weird. I can't tell from either one of these poses, but drop shoulder, boxy. Yeah, okay. There, that's the same pose. That's a shadow right there. Like, that's the opening. How do you put stuff in there? And then if you put it in there and it falls all the way down here, can you get it back out again? Weird. Is that an opening? I can see the top stitching. I can't tell if that's the opening or not. Oh. Okay, so that's the opening. That's not the opening. Okay. Yeah, I actually kind of like it. Part of me was gonna say this looks like, is it called wainscoting? What's the, where you put the trim in the shape of like boxes, many of them on one wall, you know what I mean? It gives that very traditional look. It was giving that. It's giving like stained glass window. It's, you know, like not so sure. But now that I'm like, I saw that at first, but it's dissipating. I see it more as like a really cool, interesting design feature. And you know I love a boxy jacket. I mean, just obsessed with them all around. Yeah, the fit's going to be a little bit funky on both of them because it's not made for either one of their bodies. It's just literally a rectangle. The sleeve, most notably on him, is really strange with all of this. I don't even know what's happening. Like, I think probably his shoulder is too far back or something. But the way that this sleeve is coming off the jacket does not match how his arm comes off his body. That's what's happening there. I can't say I would spend the time and effort to try and fix that. But that's just what's happening. It kind of is what it is with this. It's cute. It's just a throw on. It's another little layer. It's a lightweight jacket, perfect for spring. Wear it with anything. You could even crop it even more if you wanted to have even more of a cropped look. I mean, it at face value, it's cute. It's one of the better unisex patterns I've ever seen. So that actually means a lot. So boiled wool, if you're in a colder climate, linen blends, medium weight denim, twill. Yeah, all those kind of jacketing fabrics, depending on how much warmth you actually need in the spring, and then also if you're actually making this for the spring or not. You could definitely make this into like a light or like a short winter coat, a jacket, not coat, jacket. No lining, just some lightweight fusible and just buttons, not even denim buttons. So just regular old buttons. All right. So this means the chest measurement, whether you're a man or a woman, goes from 30 to 52 inches, and you will have, oh gosh, 14 inches of ease. Okay, so if this were me, and I would be a medium based on my chest measurement, I would size down for sure. Because in between each one is 2 inches. Also though, yeah, in between each one is 2 inches. That's what, no, 2 inches here and then 4 inches after that. That's even crazier. So for sure size down one. If you're a large, like if your bust measurement is a large, You might want to size down one still and then take, or even size down two and take smaller seam allowances. I don't know. That's very roomy, even for a man. Um, I'd want to get it down to like 5 to 8 inches of ease. Feels better for me. Unless you just like things super, super oversized. But you can see there's a little bit of shaping here, not a bunch, not much at all. But if you've never done a denim jacket, this would be a great place to start because it has some of the design features of a denim jacket that are challenging, but not all of them. If you want to get some practice at top stitching, this is also a great place to do that. Okay, we have an apron. We're going to skip the crafty things, but there you go. Here's Brandy Jones' new pattern. I've been a little bit unimpressed with her patterns lately. I feel like the ones that came out in the first year she did this collaboration were great. Then we lost focus somehow. Now it feels like we're back on brand for her. It feels like the people that love her love what she wears. This feels more down that alley. Okay, so we have sizes 6 to 14 and 16 to 24. Fit and flare dress pattern is lined and have puff sleeves, princess seams, empire seam, and rounded square neckline. Rounded and square? Adorned with novelty flexible lace trim. Okay. I don't know how it can be rounded and square. I'm just getting square. I'm also getting like very wide. Like this is barely hanging on to her shoulder here. And oddly, we're seeing like top side boob. I can honestly say I've never seen that before. Is this too? It's really, I don't know. Okay, I'm having a bit of a brain malfunction trying to process all the things that I'm seeing at once. It is an empire waist. I do think that this is long enough for that, but then this feels also really long. Oh, maybe there's more pictures. You do have the puff sleeve. Something here is happening. It also, no, this is too long. I think that the bottom of her breast tissue is like here. So if we were to pull this whole thing up, you wouldn't see that part of her boob, that's for sure, which I don't think was intentional. It would, yeah, that is a lot of top boob to be showing. Then you have the panels, those are fine. This is a really cute, I don't know if she did this on white on purpose, but it is a really cute, like, wedding dress for something really casual, or like a rehearsal dinner dress, or even like you change into this from your regular wedding dress for like part of the party or something. It does feel very bridal with the fabric, the satin that she chose, and it's in white. It's short. It's very short. Too short for my liking. Easy enough to change. And I don't think it's like, this looks balanced to me. It looks even. Maybe it's being pulled up, or maybe it's shorter a little bit, but not as noticeable as the other ones. It is a curved hem. Well, now that I say that, it should be longer. It should go down like this. So maybe it is, she needed to do a full seat adjustment on it. Easy enough to do. You guys can do them too. Really, really simple. We've got princess seams here. We've got a waistband here that's got lined up pretty good. That's your invisible zipper. Let's take in this bodice. These are all the same picture. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay, so we got the same picture zoomed in, right? So we've got that one, right? It stops at her mid-calf. Then we get a zoomed in, same exact pose. But this, I don't want that part of my breast tissue. I call it my chicken cutlets. I don't want to be able to see my chicken cutlets. I certainly don't need to be able to see my shoulder. So this is too long. I feel like if this whole thing got pulled up, then this would also be in more. How's the back done again? Oh, we can't see. but it looks like, yeah, it's a high back. So from here, it curves around her back. So there's no reason why if this were shorter, this would sit up higher on her neck. Yeah, I just want to pinch that out. But not looking at the length of the bodice, taking everything else in, it is really cute. Would I wear this? I would certainly lengthen it. Maybe out of a different fabric. Let's see some other. Oh, it is a square round. See how it's a square but rounded corners. That was really hard to tell from the sample. Okay, Cotton Blends Crepe Eyelet. Because it's fully lined. I could see an eyelet. I don't know. It's kind of milkmaid. I kind of like that. I like a vintage sheet moment. I don't know. I think I kind of like it. I know you guys think that every time I like rip the fitting apart means that like I don't like it. That's not true. Like I can see it for what it is, and I can also see which fitting issues are fixable for the everyday home sewist and which ones are just like, no, this is just so bad. This isn't one of those. This is just a length issue, and I deal with length issues all the time. Um, it's not a difficult alteration to make at all. So I could definitely still see myself making this. Maybe I would ditch some of the like lace trim. I'm not entirely sure that I would put that on there. Maybe I would do an elastic instead of this tie. You know, I'd take away some of the milkmaidy qualities of it, but as a design, I think it's really kind of cute. So that's a strong maybe. Okay, so next we have, come on, thank you. Where are we? Here we are. Okay. We've got a Mrs. dress with sleeve and length variations, sizing 6 to 14 and 16 to 24, zip front. That's a unique take. Zip front dress patterns have wide pointed collar, front bodice patch pockets, skirt front pockets, and gathers at shoulders and skirt. So it's feeling a lot like the first pattern. View A has side seam slit opening. Views A and B have short sleeves. View C has long sleeves with button cuffs. Okay, so it's another shirt dress. Well, like a half shirt dress. I do love the little collar all zipped up with an exposed zipper. That's really cute. I also have so much denim, like just an absurd amount of denim. So I have a lot of denim dresses also though. So do I need another denim dress? Probably not. But the little sleeve is cute. It's everything about the first pattern, right? Or yeah, the first one. Also maybe kind of the boucle one as well. But just this little zip up thing. And it's kind of loose fitting, which is my vibe. I like the skirt. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels, yeah, kind of like something I would like not even have to think about. Like you just don't know what to wear and you don't want to try and put anything together. You just grab this and you look put together immediately. You grab your little woven bag. I mean, they even put her with Birks on. So very doable. This one, yeah, this could be one of those like novelty corduroys, like the corduroys with the little flowers on it. For what it's worth, Joanne has a lot of really great denim with like some kind of embroidery or something on it that could be really good for this. Or you could do it out of a cotton as well. Maybe not a metal zipper, but you know, it could still be really, really adorable. Okay, here's the back. Now remember, it is loose fitting. This feels very loose fitting. Um, it fits through the shoulder. It just feels, yeah, well, a little baby dollish from the back, which I wasn't getting from the front at all. So it's kind of like shocking me a little bit, but it's fine. Again, it's got to be beyond comfortable. All right, cotton blends, denim, linen, and twill. Cotton blends, denim, linen, twill. Yeah, I mean, even as we go into the summer months, you could definitely make this out of lighter weight stuff too, like, the silkies, the rayons, all of that. Um, let's see. Sizing wise, we're looking at 5.5 inches in the bust. Again, that's about the max. So if you're in between sizes, definitely size down. If you don't like things that are super oversized, size down. There's only 1 inch, 1.5 as you get into the larger sizes of difference between each size. And remember, we have seam allowances for a reason. So size down, take a smaller seam allowance, and you could like finagle maybe somewhere around 3 inches of positive ease instead. Okay, next up, we have a wardrobe patterns. These are my absolute favorite because you get an entire like capsule wardrobe for the price of one pattern. They're awesome. I built up my stash so quickly with patterns like this in the beginning. This one is a top dress, jacket, and pants, which also means it's shorts because that's a really easy alteration to make to the pants. Comes in sizes 6 to 14 and then 16 to 24. Sleeveless top and dress pattern have square neckline. Those are really popular this release. Bust darts, top stitched hem, and invisible back zipper closure. Wide leg pants have elastic waistband. Jacket with front button opening has collar. Drop shoulders, long sleeves with button cuffs. Views B, C, and D have side pockets. Okay, so we've got jacket, top, and pants. So this white button down is not included. All right. But let's look at each one individually. Okay, so you have, oh, interesting, B and D. Oh, that's the dress and the pants. This is just the dress, pants, and just the top, jacket, and dress. So see how this can make a capsule wardrobe super easily? I mean, theirs is very like specific because the color palette is so limited, but you could definitely incorporate some more prints and colors into this kind of thing if you wanted. Okay, so here's the jacket. Drop shoulder, like they said. Cuffs that they've turned back. Otherwise, if they didn't turn back the cuffs, they would be very long. So if you didn't want to do turn back cuffs, then I would adjust the length of the sleeve. We've got a notch collar, regular buttons and buttonholes, and it's about mid-thigh length. And then the top, I want to see the top and pants separately. Okay, here's the top. Just kind of like your basic. They said it was square, but it's kind of like that square round. The same thing that the Brandy Joan pattern had. Even more round than that, actually. But it's just like a top that, yeah, like this is reading more as a vest because they have it layered. But you definitely don't have to layer it. I don't know if there's any darts in it or anything. I can't really tell. If it's made like this dress is made, which really, they're kind of cheating because the top and the dress are the same pattern. It just lengthened the length of the dress, or they lengthened the top to make the dress. So it's not really two separate patterns. It would be like if they offered pants and shorts in this pattern too. They could have easily have done that, but they didn't. But yeah, I think there's got to be a bust dart here. But if the top is made the same way as the dress, the arm side is cut out, like there's more of her shoulders showing. I love that. That is just a really beautiful, very feminine way to do a sleeveless top. High neck. I mean, calling this a square neck, that's a bit of a stretch, but just a cute little shift dress. And then there's the dress and the jacket together. They're the same length, so keep that in mind. There's the dress again. All right, so this is an issue. I didn't notice it in the gingham version, but yeah, you can kind of see it. The arm side is really low, so we want 2 fingers between, like, inside her armpit and the end of the side seam. So this is too long by about 1 inch maybe, and then it's super obvious here. So it's too big, and also the side seam's too short, or the arm side's too long, which, however you want to look at it. It should be ending here. The side seam should come up to here for sure. So It's fine if you're going to have this layered over like that button down, but if you're going to wear it plain by itself, yeah, you for sure got to fix this, or else you would be seeing some side boob for sure. But overall, it's a pretty cool little outfit, right? I do want to see the pants by themselves. Are they going to give us that? Are they going to give us that? Oh, here's the back of the jacket. All right, nothing super notable there. It's fine. Oh, the turn back. Wait, are those the cuffs not turned back? Because the sleeve actually does. Well, it does. It comes down to her knuckles. And if they were turned back, it's at her wrist. So I guess it depends. If it's truly a jacket, then yeah, that's probably okay length. I don't know. I just kind of like it in between the two, actually. If I could just have like the Goldilocks version of that, that would be best. The top and the dress, I'm assuming, both have an invisible zipper that I think is actually pretty long, but I'm not sure that you need it because the front has the opening that the front has, and this is a very deep opening in the back as well. So I think you could slip that on over your head and you wouldn't need this. But, you know, double check that with your muslin. But yeah, it looks big enough to me. See how it's standing up, like off of her body? Like this is not touching her body. That is a fit issue as well. So it's a very specific to each body and how each shoulder is made. But hers doesn't look very rounded at all, and this has a lot of ease for like a rounded shoulder. So the shoulder seam is in the right place. There's just too much fabric here, so they'd have needed to pinch all that out for her. But that is like, she's a fit model. They didn't make this for her. She just showed up. So not that everybody's going to have to check that, but if you see that on your muslin, that's what's happening. When you have a shirt on, again, when you have a shirt on underneath it, it does hide a lot of that stuff. So if this was drafted to be layered, then it really shouldn't be worn not layered, because then all those fit issues will appear. So they're somewhat interchangeable, but like if you make it to be fitted not with a layer, then it's kind of too tight and too small for a layer. You know what I mean? So you kind of have to pick. Am I going to wear this layered or not? Is it going to be like a dress that I only wear in the spring and fall with a layer underneath it? Or do I plan on wearing this more in the spring and summer with nothing underneath it? Okay, we never saw the waistband of the pant. So let's look at the line drawing of that. It is actually a flat front, and then elastic from the sides around the back. I prefer that. It's a really, really clean line on the front. It doesn't add any unnecessary bulk. And there's also, I think, 2 maybe rows of elastic. So I also like that because it gives it like a lot more, I don't know, like structure. Like they won't roll as much. You can move around in it better. I just like a multiple row waistband with elastic. If not, then I want a really, really deep one with like 1.5-inch elastic on it. Something I didn't notice, the jacket has a 2-piece sleeve. That's kind of amazing. Which actually, if this is a functioning button, then that means you've got a placket here of some kind. Or just the cuff unbuttons, and that's what you turn back. We didn't get enough pictures of that, but there's also bust darts on the dress and the skirt, dress and shirt. If you wanted to be more fitted through here, you could add fisheye darts. I have a video for that on this channel. There's also side seam pockets in the dress. Didn't they say B, C, and D have side pockets? So they didn't show it here on C or on D, but they all have these side seam pockets. Oh, wait. Here's D's pockets, but they didn't show C's side seam pockets. Okay, these are going to be floppy pockets, as are these. I don't love floppy pockets. They're the ones that are shaped like a tear, and they have nothing to like anchor them, so they end up flopping to the back. They end up bunching up. They're just not my favorite. So for a dress like this, I just wouldn't have pockets. And for a jacket like this, I would either top stitch them to the front, or I would just convert them to patch pockets on the front. That's how I get around it. The pants are going to be fine because those are going to be anchored, or they should. If they're not, then you're going to convert them to the anchored pockets and sew those instead. Also have a video for that here on my channel. Okay, love those. Those are so fun. Next we have, ooh, okay, here's a special occasion dress, and it's called that. So it's intended to be that. This is your prom. This is your homecoming. Well, that happens in the fall. This is your, wedding, part of your wedding, maybe a wedding guest dress. It's a little sexy, but you know what I mean? Special occasion for the spring. Those are the kind of things we're looking at. This comes in sizes. It's Mrs. and women's. Love that. 10 to 18 and 20 through 28 again. So we're missing out on some of these, but a dress like this, the cups are important. That's what's going to determine how well this fits. So if you're a B cup, you have to be in these sizes. I want to say they do D for their women's. Double check that. I'm not 100% sure, but D cup would be this. So finding your size, I would start with a bust cup on something like this for sure. And then if you're outside of this range, like say you're a B cup, but you're a size 22 B cup, I would figure out how to get it to like grade out or whatever you need to do to get it to fit that way. Because the cup on this is really important. Okay, close fitting, lined plunge neck halter dress patterns have empire seaming. Okay. Under bust gathers and back neck ties and invisible back zipper. Bias cut skirt stretches to a close fit. You guys, I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. Everybody looks good in bias cut. Literally, I don't care where your lumps and bumps are. I don't care how big they are. I don't care how many of them you have. I don't care how many locations they belong to. Everybody looks good in a bias cut skirt. It's like science and magic come together. I don't know. It just fits your body in a way that the straight cut skirts don't and can't, because they don't have that movement like a bias cut skirt does. I love this pattern. I'm obsessed. I don't have anywhere to go in this dress. Nowhere. I probably won't be wearing it to Target, but man, I want somewhere to go in it. I definitely want somewhere to go in it. It's great. These are giving, do you guys know, do they still sell these? I don't see them as much anymore. Remember those under boob sweat out of the shower towel things? And it was like this shape and you slung it around and you put it on after the shower and while you were getting ready so that if your boobs sweat during that process, you wouldn't get sweaty. Do you guys remember that? That's what that looks like to me. But I do think it's really, really kind of, it's sexy, but you're still very much covered up. Like, it doesn't feel inappropriately sexy to me. I know a lot of you are thinking, I could never wear that. And listen, with that mentality, you're right. No, you could never wear this. But those of us that are like, I could totally rock that, we will pull it off and look like $1,000,000 in Target or wherever we go. Okay, so some things I love. I love this little midriff thing that's happening. This is lined. This is lined. This is probably not lined. So keep that in mind when you're picking out your fabric. Keep that in mind whenever you're picking out your fabric, because this part cannot be sheer unless you want to line that as well, but you have to also line it on the bias as well. And it'll just create a more heavy dress. But I love how this is all incorporated together, kind of like a bustier would be. We've got gathers or pleats up here. Same thing with the strap in the back. Really long skirt with a baby hem. I mean, can never go wrong with pink and red color blocking. Short length. And this is the same. B and B, right? Nope, this is C. Oh, B is C, but color blocked. Got it. I want to see the back. Now this, the shorter version is definitely not nearly as dressy. And if you want to think about dressy special occasion patterns and you don't have special occasions in your life, try and imagine it in chambray or denim. I always do that, and it always takes away a lot of the like, oh, this is way too dressy kind of thing. Because you could make this out of a chambray, and it would be a really cute little summer day dress. Maybe not for spring, but definitely a cute little summer day dress for sure. Think about it in like a shirting, like with a stripe or seersucker. It would be so cute in seersucker. So just trying to think outside the box when it comes to special occasion patterns. Now the long version, I mean, it just inherently is dressier. There's just no way to get around it, especially with the bias cut skirt. Like it's going to give this like trumpety look no matter what. So it's kind of hard to get around that. But okay, so the back actually dips down. So beautiful. And then big long tie here. Yeah, I think it's really, really pretty. Again, great fabric, great pattern design, and that's all it takes. I know that seems so simple, but as we've seen time and time again, they can make a great pattern and put it in the wrong fabric. They can use a great fabric on a crappy design, and it looks awful. But so far, this release, we've gotten 2 that are exceptional, so that's good. So they're going to recommend some of your special occasion fabrics: crepe, crepe back satin, crepe de chine, rayon challis, all those lightweight drapey fabrics. But remember, you can definitely make it out of some blends, out of some cottons, and get something that looks more casual for sure. Okay, so one invisible zipper is all you need. Very cheap on the notions. It is lined. Yeah, it's only, oh, wait, hold on. No, it is dress C. Lining B, C. Lining A. No lining for A? Oh, wait, just kidding. Lining for A. Oh, God, those numbers are so small. It is looks like 1/8 of an inch. Oh, but it's 45 versus 60. I'm still imagining the skirt is unlined. I really do. I'm gonna hedge my bets and say that the skirt is underlined, is unlined, and the cup, the bodice, this midriff, and the ties are all lined. Oh, and the back are all lined. That's what I would guess. Okay, so body measurements. We've got 5 inches of ease at the waist. No. And good grief, 6 something in the hip? That can't be right. There's definitely not 5 inches of ease in her waist. There's just no way. It should be 2, around 2 in the waist-ish, and maybe 4 at most in the hip. At most. So I don't know what's happening here, but same rules as always. Get your fast fit worksheet from my website, do the math, figure out like your ideal ease, including wearing ease and design ease, and build out your size from there. I'm normally a 22, but based on these numbers, yeah, I would be sizing down 1 to a 20, but I would also need the 18 bodice. I'm an in-betweenie, so I would need the 18 or even this, 20. Yeah, I would be the 18 bodice. I could probably do the 20 bodice or the 18, straight 18, and then take smaller seam allowances in the skirt, because there are 1, 2, 3 seam allowances for the skirt, so each one of those is an inch, so I could add 3 inches to the waist simply by taking smaller seam allowances. All of that is explained in the Fast Fit worksheet, so if you struggle with that and all that math was just happening way too fast for you, grab that worksheet and it'll help you figure all that stuff out. But all that to be said, I do like that. I think she's cute, and I think I could make her casual. Okay, we've got another kind of boxy jacket. Mrs. Jacket in 2 lengths and a skirt. Oh my God, it's a set. Oh, I'm in trouble. Okay, this is sizes 8 to 16 and 18 to 26. Jacket with button front opening, has collar, drop shoulders, pocket variations, long sleeves with button cuffs and top stitching details. Micro mini skirt pattern, has waistband with belt loops and fly front zipper, back darts, and back pockets. Oh, it's a little mini skirt and an oversized jacket with a little crop top. This is like my dream. I hate this fabric, but this is like so super cute. This feels like a sateen or something. We should have done a twill. I mean, maybe they did a twill. I don't know. This feels a little, I don't know. I just don't like it for the jacket. It doesn't feel like rugged enough. And with all this top stitching and these kinds of pockets, like I'm picturing like really rugged, maybe even camo or like hardcore denim, like real denim, not just blue fabric. But the yoke, the drop shoulder, like all of that is very like rugged, casual, like even the clipped corners, like all of that is done that way because it's the design is supposed to look like you are really doing a lot. Like a lot of wear and tear could happen to this jacket. Um, but I think this one, yeah, this is a shorter version. So we've got A and B, a short version and a long version, and then one skirt for everybody. And I love that they did this little inset with the skirt. Cute little A line, can't go wrong, slash pockets. And there it is together. So stinking cute. Oh, they put her in a sneaker. Not my choice, but that's just me. But, yep, they're showing us the waistband. Thank you very much. Hand in pocket, though, but listen, we're getting closer. There's the back of the jacket. It's reading very much like boyfriend shirt, boyfriend jacket. Very loose. Obviously covers your entire bum with the skirt, so if you're nervous about the skirt being too tight, this is a great way to do it. Did they just put her in like a half pony? Is that like, did they pay someone to do her hair that day? Oh gosh. And then there's the back of the skirt. Okay, I'm glad I can see this because I have a full bum. She has a full bum. You can see that the skirt is definitely like a little too tight around here. It's causing that little, I call it like a duck bill. It like pokes out. Like if we saw it from the side, it would be angled out. We don't want that. Plus, the length is higher on the center back than it is on the center front. We don't want that either. So full seat adjustment on the skirt. Probably for most everybody, unless you genuinely have like the flattest butt, like flat, like pancake flat. Everybody else needs to do at least a very small full seat adjustment on the skirt. How fun! Cotton blends, denim, linen, twill. Yeah, imagine if you found like a linen would be really cool. Um, Oh, so it need to be like something a little bit more like probably a linen blend. It blended with like cotton or something kind of sturdy, but linen could be cool. Maybe I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe not so much for the skirt. A tight fitting linen skirt like that. I don't know, but you could do them. You don't have to do matchy matchy. You could do the skirt in a denim and the jacket in a linen, and maybe they're the same color. Maybe they talk to each other in some other way. You do need shank buttons and a zipper for the skirt. And then the jacket is, a lot of it is interface. So I'm guessing the placket, the collar, maybe some portion of this jacket flap, maybe the cuffs, all of that is interfaced. Okay, finished garment measurements. The jacket is freaking huge. So there's like 20 inches of ease, but that makes sense. That lines up with what I can see in the pictures. Like in the pictures, that, yes, that's 20 inches of ease. Yes, that's a lot, but you know, you can size down. It'll just be more fitted. But it's not meant to be like a fitted jacket. You know, you can still, you need like 10 minimum, 20 is what's regular. And then the hip for the skirt is 2.5 inches. I like a little bit more than that on a fitted skirt. I'm wanting it to be closer to 4. I get the waistband to fit and then bump up the hip a little bit just because I like for it to be a little bit loose. But if you like a tight fitted skirt or your fabric has a little bit of stretch in it, I think the 2.5 would be just fine. So fun. Love that. Okay, now we have a vintage pattern. Nope. We have bunnies. We're going to skip that. Biscuit didn't like the bunnies either. We've got pillows. Cute, but interesting. We've got a wrap-arounder dress in 6 versions. Small to 2X, all in one size. Vintage 60s wrap-around dress patterns. One piece wrap-around dress may be wrapped back or front. Dress is sleeveless and has choice of high or lightly scooped neckline. All edges are bound with fold-over braid or bias tape. When tape is used on high-necked dress, all edges except armholes may be trimmed with rickrack braid, and dress wrapped at front. Oh God, so many words. Or pleated pockets may be used and dress wrapped left over right at back. What? With lower neckline, dress may be trimmed with flat braid and wrapped right over left at back. Why does that matter? Right over left, left over right. I don't understand why that matters. But this is the rickrack. Or is this rickrack? Oh, this is rickrack. Everywhere but the sleeves. I don't know. All of that was just so confusing. Basically, you get a little dress and you finish the edges and then you can either add pockets or not. But if you do add the pockets, then you have to only wear it to the front or something. I don't know. My head hurts from reading all of that. Okay, fabric-wise. Butcher rayon. They literally don't update this at all. What is butcher rayon? Cotton broadcloth, denim gingham, homespun, hop sacking. I don't know what either one of those are either. Poplin, printed cottons, shark skin. Is that like peach skin? Is that the same thing? Synthetic mixtures. So like polyester something. And tweed. Tweed would actually be adorable. It is a box though. So fitting for a pair, fitting for inverted triangle. Yeah, these dresses typically don't look good on those body types because it's inevitably too big in one area and too small in another area. Even hourglass, like you're going to lose your shape. Hourglass at least could add some fisheye darts to the front and back and give yourself some shape there. But really, these are for rectangles, I think. Don't they used to have that little chart? I'll look for it on the front. Okay, so your notions are going to be this braid, bias tape, rickrack, things like that. That's all you're going to need. And then finished garment measurements. Because it's a legitimate rectangle, the bust and the hip are the exact same. And they give you, it looks like 7-ish inches in the bust and then 5-ish in the hip. Yeah. 7-ish in the bust. That feels like a lot. It should be like not 7. Maybe those two things can be swapped. Ugh, yeah, 7 in the bust. I was thinking closer to like maybe 4 or 5. I mean, it is kind of close fitting on all these ladies. Maybe it's hard to tell because of the wrap. How does the wrap stay closed? Was there a notion for that? Bias tape, fold over braid, bias tape, rick rack, bias tape, flat braid, bias tape. So how does it stay? How do you get into it? How does it stay closed? None of that is indicated. Also, all of these fabric requirements are done in 45-inch wide fabric, not 60. So I don't know why they can't update the back of this to include like more modern fabrics and also whatever they would be for 60-inch wide fabric. That's kind of annoying. it definitely has some kind of closure, right? You're not just freewheeling that. It's so risky. Um, okay, next is this cutie. I feel like we saw this recently. Mrs. Jumper, a dress, jumper, and top by Laura Ashley. Vintage Laura Ashley dress, jumper, and high waisted, part way buttoned dress, jumper, and top have patch pockets. These A and B have flared sleeves with pin tucks. Includes additional sizing and cutting layouts. Okay, I kind of really love the top and the dress over top of each other. That's fun. And another square neckline. Did it say pin tucks in the sleeve? Something's happening in the sleeve here for sure. Part-way buttons. In the top, it just means these two. The dress, it goes down to like high thigh. Cute little Laura Ashley scooped pockets. Yeah, it's cute. It's a cute little sundress for sure. Oh, top jumper? This is a jumpsuit over pants? No. It's not a. What is it? A jumper is just a longer dress. Okay, okay. It looked like that was shorts, did it not? With that shadow there. That's why I was like, wait, what? But I think it's top, jumper, and dress. I don't know. This is confusing. Again, confusing. And that's all we get for that. Challis, chambray, cotton blends, cotton flannel, lightweight cotton, lightweight denim, lightweight seersucker, lightweight wool, muslin, and plissé. Yeah, a lot of lighter weight stuff, which I get the lighter weight structured stuff. The lighter weight, like challis, I don't know about that. I guess the top with the frilly sleeves would be cute in a chambray, but still weird. Still not my favorite. Okay, notions, buttons, seam binding. That's it. Pretty affordable there. Size wise, bust suppressed fit. What does that mean? Then bust standard fit. What's a suppressed fit? It's half-inch difference, which isn't isn't ground like life-changing in terms of fit, but what are these two different things? I've never seen that before. Either way, it's 2.5 or 3 inches of fit in the bust. The waist and hip are very generous, so it doesn't really matter. They don't say anything about the fit here at all. I have no idea what the difference in the fit is. Suppressed fit versus standard fit. No clue. Literally no clue. If you know, please leave it in the comments. Help us all out. If you've done vintage patterns a lot and you know what all that means, would love some help. Okay, we've got another Laura Ashley. Mrs. Dress with sleeve variations, sizes 6 to 14 and 16 to 24. Dress A, B, or top C has back zipper, collar, and tucked bodice front with buttoned front vent. Long sleeves A gathered into button cuffs, or short sleeves B and C have gathered cap and tucks. What? So, pin tucks. Look at that collar. Look at that collar. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me go back and read that one sentence again. Collar and tucked bodice front. Tucked bodice front with buttoned front vent. Buttoned front vent? This is a button front. Oh. Tucked bodice front. I still don't know what that means. Line drawings are cute. That collar, though. She is not coming to play. Yeah, that's a very, 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 very big collar. This is the vent that I think they mean. I don't know what tucked. Oh, pin tucked? Pin tucked. Okay. If that's what they mean, then okay, I get it. I thought they meant tucked in, like at the waist. Okay, I get it now. Obviously, with a flare leg jean, this is adorable. Um, she's giving nightgown. Oh, it's very tight. This is almost too tight, too small for her. I thought it was gonna have more ease than this, but beautifully well made. Back darts, invisible zipper in the back. Challis cotton blends, lightweight cotton, lightweight wool, printed cotton wool crepe. Yeah, zipper, hooks and eyes, seam binding for, oh, there's a waist stay. Nice. Not sure that it needs that, but nice. And then again, suppressed fit and standard fit. What does that mean? A 1 inch difference this time. So now we're looking at 1.5 inches of ease or 2.5 inches of ease in the bust. I guess suppressed fit just means like if you want it to be like tight. Yeah, I don't know. But those numbers made sense for what I'm seeing in the sample and how it fit her. Okay, so where were we? Okay, cute little kid. We're going to skip the kid's polo. These two, stop. Oh my God. All right, we've got another unisex pattern. Unisex shirt in 3 lengths, sizes, extra small to 2X in alphanumeric sizing, all in one. Cropped shirt patterns have button front opening, long sleeves with button cuffs and placket opening, back yoke and pleats. Views A and B have raw edge hem. View C has shaped stitched hem. B and C have button collar. Okay, so it's a button front shirt with a raw edge. So they've obviously used like maybe some colored denim, colored chambray or something. But it's basically a men's button down. That's it. Nothing special. So for the women, it's going to be more of a boxy fit. Yeah. Okay, cool. Not much to say about it. Broadcloth, cotton shirting, lightweight denim, pinwheel corduroy, buttons. And then fit-wise, there's 9 inches of ease in the bust. Good grief. And 14 in the waist. That's one thing I think that they have not been able to figure out yet is the unisex ease. I get that men want different ease than women, but 8 inches? There's not 8 inches there. And here, there's not whatever number I said. Was it 12 or something? This looks really loose, though. But when you see it from the front, oh, she unbuttoned it. So I bet that this picture is unbuttoned in the front, and that's why there's so much ease. Okay, we have these unisex knit pullover tops. Same sizing. Knit top patterns with sleeve variations have collar, half placket yoke, and ribbed finishes at cuffs and hem. Long sleeves or contrast. Okay, so this really is like a polo. Okay, yeah, it's a cute little Henley sweatshirt, maybe French terry type of vibe. I don't love the band or the length or the band plus the length. Or maybe I don't mind the band. I just wish it were. See how his is like tight around his body? I don't like that. Hers is looser. But I think I'd like it if none of this was gathered. I don't know. Something about it kind of creating this shape where it scoops in and then out and then in. I don't love that. And then how his is just like fully just billowing over. No, I'm not a fan of that either. Like, how did his get so long? And why did they make her one version and him another version? Why did they put them in the same view? Weird. Anyways, there they are again. Yes, yes, yes. It's cute. It's cute, especially when it's worn like that. It's cute. Oh, there's the back. Yeah, it's like way too long, I think. Hers is a little bit better, but yeah, for sure check that length. Absolutely. And then getting the waistband to match the width of the top is easy. You just buy more of the waistband, but the length is wild. Okay, so moderate stretch knits only, cotton knits, French terry, and rib knit. See stretch gauge. Again, we talked about this. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a pass for like 6 months because that's usually how long it takes. Well, I don't know what season you guys are working on right now. By the end of the year, okay, I'm being very gracious, but by the end of the year, I'd love to see that on all the online patterns. Okay, buttons, rib knit trim, blah, 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 bias tape. So the notions on this are going to be a little bit pricey. That rib knit trim can get expensive. But French terry, cotton knits, those things can be a little less expensive. You can find those for pretty cheap. So yeah, maybe they offset each other. Just keep that in mind when you're going to shop for fabric, that you have to spend a lot on fabrics as well, or on notions as well. Okay, so body measurement wise, yeah, there's another 10 to 12 inches in the bust. So for him, yeah, that makes sense. And for her, yeah, she's got that much too. It's very, very, very roomy. Very roomy. So I would just check the width of the band and use that to determine your size, maybe. But for sure, it doesn't need to be this long. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be flat. Let me be specific. It shouldn't be flat, like straight down and then no billowing, but it doesn't need this much billowing. Like it shouldn't look like this on your bust, on your the bodice, but this is too much. Somewhere in between those two things. Okay. Okay. Cute though. All right, next. Next. We have, ooh, Mrs. Lounge tops, shorts, and pants. Lounge? These look like, I mean, outside of the fabric choice, they look like straight up outfits. Alphanumeric sizing, extra small to 2X. Tie front top pattern. I told you that was like really popular right now. Has flounce sleeve and ruffles at neckline. View B. Top has front button opening, collar with ruffle detail, short puff sleeves, and shirred bodice. Shirred bodice for lounging? You gotta be kidding me. Pull-on shorts and pants have elastic waist and side pockets with self-ruffle detail. Okay, so I'm not lounging in this. No. I will go to Target in that. I think it's a cute top. Even the shorts are cute. Picture this whole thing in chambray. It's a going out outfit. We're not lounging. I'm not just going to be seen at home in this by like Dan and the mailman, the Amazon driver. No, we're going out in that. Yeah, that's really cute little going out outfit. And I really kind of like the ruffles too. This one, because it is exposed, I get why that leans a little bit more lounge. But you could add a couple more bows. You could layer it over a tank top or a cami type of a cami or a bralette. This one definitely reads more sleepwear, loungewear. They are very cute, and I have a plethora of vintage sheets that would be adorable in either one of these. But this one, please don't just wear that at home. She's got that same hairstyle from before. She must have just showed up with a hairdo and they were like, nope, we're just going to pull it back and then let her do it. I don't know what happened. These sleeves are interesting. Oh, they're just very fluttery. Okay. Love the ruffle here. Same ties as before. Yeah, cute, comfy, and then you got the little pockets. Yes. And then hers, yeah, no, I'm not lounging in an elastic, underbust elastic with a huge freaking collar. No. Nope. And then here you can kind of see the elastic on you can see the waistband of the pants. It's nice and deep. So I like that. These are very cute. Gosh, this is like the fourth one that I was like, I don't have anything like this in my stash. And these two tops are very different from each other. These could be two separate patterns completely. Challis, cotton blends, cotton lawn, and gauze for sure. Bias tape, elastic, shank buttons. Fit, excuse me, fit wise. Yeah, the bust is gonna be roomy. I want to say this one. It's not that roomy though. It's not 7 inches roomy. Oh, I just don't know where they get these numbers from. So the bust, yeah, they're putting in like 7 inches, 7 or 8 for A and B. I don't think A and B have the same bust, same amount of ease, right? This is way more roomy than this. So I don't know. I don't understand how that's happening. That doesn't make any sense to me. So double check that. And then in the hip for the pants, they are giving you 10 inches of ease. And that actually does make sense, doesn't it? Yeah. At the hip, yeah, they're pretty flared, the shorts. Let's see. Yeah, they're very flary. So that would be good. I can also see the pants and this guy, or the shorts, out of some like pointelle knit, even some lightweight rayon jersey, maybe. I can see it out of knit fabrics too, and that would be very loungy. Oh, this one's really cute. I need a sale. I need Joanne to not close, and I need a Joanne sale. Okay, now we have this quilted jacket. This is a very large collection. Sizes 6 to 14 and 16 to 24. Loose fitting quilted jacket pattern, has button front opening, drop shoulders, patch pockets, side slits, and self bias binding. Purchased rib knit for this one. Okay, so these purchased quilted fabrics are not hard to find anymore. StyleMaker has some. Joanne has some. I've seen them before. So pretty easy to find. Otherwise, this is a very simple pattern. We've got 3 pattern pieces, not including the pockets. So it's like a jacket and a cardigan. So like a shardigan. No, no, jardigan or cardigan. Oh gosh, yeah, that's ugly. I think they were trying really hard on the quilted fabric. I get that, and trying to give people more options who are using quilts for garments, but the design on that is just sad. Even if it were like a quilt, like an actual quilt with like, I just don't like the neckline. I don't like this. And this fabric, this shiny sherbet, is definitely not helping either. Yeah, not my fave. Broadcloth, charmeuse, linen, poplin. Oh no, you're quilting this yourself. Oh no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Buy the pre-quilted stuff. Fleece, low loft batting. Oh my gosh, no. I wouldn't want to do that. 5 buttons and or rib knit. And then 13 inches of ease, which actually makes sense. Good grief. 5 1/8 yards of fabric, plus your batting, plus your lining, plus inner lining, jacket, inner lining. No, this is way, way, way too expensive for what it is. I do not authorize any of you to purchase this. Sorry. Not approved. Request denied. Okay, now we've got a Mrs. and Women's skirts. That's our third Mrs. and Women's. In 3 links and tie belt sizing. Oh, no, they didn't. Girls, yes. Okay, so we've actually got 3 sizes, 10 to 18, and then the entirety of their women's line, women's sizing. So all we're missing out on is the smaller end, the 4, 6, and 8 of the misses, as well as the 20 through 28 of the misses. That's awesome. We're getting closer. We're getting so close. Imagine the day when they have a 4 to 14 and a 16 to 28 plus these two. Imagine the day. That'll be amazing. Okay. Denim, style, skirt patterns, close fitting through hip, designed for stretch wovens. Skirts sit below waist, have fly front zipper, front and back pockets, belt loops, length variations. View A has raw hem. View B has matching tie belt. Views B and C have front split. Yes, it is your quintessential denim skirt, but they designed it almost like you took a pair of pants and converted it into a skirt, like you refashioned. That's what this little thing is. That would be like the crotch. If you had done a refashion like that. So that's interesting. It kind of does disappear on her. It's very fitted on her. I know we're using a stretch denim, but it's almost still too small, especially right here. It's just pulling. And bless it, her legs are crossed. Imagine if her, like, all her thigh had to fit into here, none of it was crossed over. I don't know. That doesn't fit. Okay. Yeah, she is working hard for this modeling gig, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't mind the back as much. Again, still feels like it's too tight only because it's hugging this so much. Some of that is okay, but I would much rather see it just fall completely flat and not go in and then out. Not this, but not go in here and then duck bill out of here. That's also why you're getting this drag line, is because this is too small. This drag line is because it's pointing to it, because this is too small. But that's easy enough to fix. Just make the right size. For reference, why are they the finished garment measurements are not on the online for this one. So I don't know why that happened, but my conspiracy theory mind says that they're really off. But because they have all the sizes, they couldn't fit it on. That's a fair that's a fair reason as well. Midweight stretch woven. See this here? 20% cross grain stretch. Thank you so much. That's perfect. Please just put that on all the knit ones too. Stretch denim, stretch sateen, stretch twill. There's lots of wovens that are blended with some kind of stretchy material. Lining for the pocket bags, maybe the waistband, and then fusible knit, metal zipper, 1 button, top stitch thread. All right. These are the line drawings. Yeah, classic, right? Just really simple. And these long ones are very, very, very popular. You're going to see them all over the place this spring and summer. If you haven't already started seeing them. Like in the fall, I mean. Okay, now we've got a knit skirt in 3 lengths. 8 to 16, 18 to 26. Pull on skirt patterns, close fitting, sit 1 inch below the waist. Have shaped side front and side back seams. And narrow hems. View A is a mini skirt. Views B and C have trumpet hem. So this is A. And then whenever you extend the length, you get this little trumpety situation. Out of a knit, huh? And I know they're saying 1 inch below the waist. This is feeling a lot more like 3 inches below the waist. But if they hiked it up, then it wouldn't be long enough. I'm trying to think. Maybe. God, I bet it's comfortable. Yeah, this is like a, maybe a boucle that they used for this. That makes sense. Can't go wrong with a knit mini skirt. The longer one, though, I'd love to be able to figure out how to make that and style it and go to Target. This isn't it, though. Is that her underwear? Oh, gosh. Yeah, this just, I don't know. I don't like it, and I don't know why. And I don't know why. Maybe the proportions with it being low on her waist and also in an awkward length for her. Like if I'm looking at the proportions, it makes this look super long, but then this kind of looks long too, but not in a good way. Maybe it adds to her. Does it make this look more curvy? It fits well. It doesn't fit like that denim one does, but maybe this adds to like, I don't know. I don't know if I would like that on my body, but I don't know why not. Hmm. It's one of those things that I would be tempted to try and just see. Maybe view B is what? Mid length? Because she's supposed to be in the floor length one, and this is supposed to be shorter than that. So I think B in like just below the knee length would actually be really cute. I still feel like I'd have to wear it higher up. That's just me. But I think I could pull off a B at Target. Of course, an A. I could get behind this one. I just think the sample's bad, and that's unfortunate. That's what I was talking about earlier. When things don't necessarily line up, you're looking at it and you're like, why don't I like this? Everything about it I should like, but there's something. You just can't put your finger on it. It's probably a bad sample. Moderate stretch knits with 35% cross grain. See, you guys can do it. I know you can do it for all of them. All right, we've got 2 in a row now. So just add another one or add it to the other ones and I'll be happy. We'll all be happy. French Terry Ponte sweatshirt fleece. I don't know about sweatshirt fleece. But anything in that 35% cross grain stretch. Yeah, I wouldn't classify Ponte as a moderate stretch. Ponte sometimes has no stretch. So, yeah, you got to look for that. Okay, now we have... What is next? Ooh, pretty. Okay, here's another wedding wedding dress wedding event dress. 8 to 16, 18 to 26, fitted special occasion dress patterns feature cutout detail at front, boning, invisible back zipper closure, and neckline and skirt variations. Views A and B have off the shoulder bow neckline. View C has sweetheart neckline. View A has gathered skirt. Views B and C have front slit opening at skirt. Okay, love this. I've seen it at 1,000 boutiques for years. They've been doing this like bow off the shoulder thing. So happy to see them putting it in a pattern for us. This does look very fitted through here as it should be because that's what's helping hold it up. But I also want to see boning. So boning in the bust and then possibly a waist stay as well to also help keep that up. But I love this mini version with this cute little cutout right here. This is adorable. This one I like less. For some reason, maybe because this is the version I've seen most, like in stores. Yeah, this one I just kind of feel like, I don't know. I wonder, see how the skirt is different? This is a gathered skirt and this is a flat skirt. I wonder, gathered skirt this length, like still keep it mini, but then have it be gathered. I wonder if I would like that. This just feels, can't put my finger on it. I don't know why I don't like it as much. It's probably, again, just because I've seen so many of these and love them so much. This version I could totally get behind as well. A little more simple, but I love these look completely different. If you made both of these, even in the same fabric, people would be like, oh, that's definitely 2 different patterns, even when it's not. So cute. I want to see the back. Wow. Yeah. Look at those heels. Yeah. Oh, here's the back. Wow. Okay. Okay, actually, these are little holes for your arm to go into. Can you see that itsy bitsy little bit of white right there? That is the entire bodice. This goes over top. There's a little slit here and you slip your little arms into them. Even better. Oh my God, I love this. I need somewhere cool to go. This isn't even like that much of a special occasion. Well, I mean, it is. It's a cocktail dress, right? I just need a cocktail party, okay? I don't need black tie. I don't need, I don't want to go to a wedding, but like if I have to, okay, fine. You know what I mean? Like it can be kind of casual. And do you see the length that what the skirt is doing? That is what they're supposed to look like. See how it is just as long on the side it is in the back? So go back to all those other ones I was trying to point that out and you can see the difference. We do have some pointy darts, but I can look the other way on that. Okay, cotton blends. Okay. Crepeback satin, taffeta. Now this is a good place to use taffeta, not that other dress. And also only this version and this version in taffeta. This one maybe not so much. But yeah, that is so cute. If you made that out of denim, would that be weird? If you made it out of denim and then you also added the straps, right? So it wasn't strapless. You still had straps coming out. Basically like this with the over the what are they called? Biceps bow. Cute. This one out of denim for sure. I have to make this one. I love this one. That's so cute. Okay, back to the thing. I think there's a lot more fabric choices in here other than this, depending on where you're going to go. But, you know, basically anything structured. I think it needs to be pretty structured. Well, the ones with the bicep things. This one could be just about anything under the sun. Okay, invisible zipper, boning, yes, and single fold bias tape, great. A little bit of interfacing. So not very expensive. Considering these sell for hundreds of dollars in those boutiques, you could make it for like 50 probably. Dress B, at most 60 inches is 2 yards for the largest size. Right? Not that bad. Okay, fit wise, in the bust, we've got 2 inches of ease. Perfect. In the waist, we've got 1. Also fine. And then in the bust, in the hip, we've got 4.5. That's great. That's great. I will say, yeah, B and C's hip is going to be different than A's, but they didn't include A's. Well, they don't need to because it's so full. I'm sorry about Biscuit crying. I think they're hungry. What time is it? Oh, yeah, it's their dinner time. All right, I didn't know it was going to be this long, you guys. I'm sorry. We're almost done. We're almost done. Okay, so we've got bunnies, skipping. Those are the pillows again. And then these are all the PDF versions of what we looked at. Okay, so was that the last one? Let me make sure. Hold on. All the way down. 98, so half of that. Yeah, and this was last season. Okay, great. Well, you guys, my gosh. I am quite happy with this collection. There's some really great patterns. Even if I wouldn't make them or wear them like this, that is an exceptional pattern. And if you can picture yourself in this anywhere, you should get that one. But of course, I also like the bows. I also liked, what were the other ones? Oh, this little set is so cute, but I could probably, you know, cobble together 2 patterns that I already have to create a set like that. I don't know that I need a new pattern for that. So those, and then the bow, these pajamas. So anything with a bow and this guy. So all the bow patterns are the ones I really love. I could probably make this work. I would probably give this a try, especially in the shorter length. But not my top priority. If I had to pick just the 3, it's the 3 with the little bows. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Otherwise, that's going to do it for me today, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!